Okay.
And you got Instagram on?
In a second, but...
Ladies and gentlemen, how the hell are you? Jeff Kiesel, Kiesel Guitars, hanging out for my live Q&A. Today's going to be a little bit shorter one. My dog Zelda kept me up 2 mornings ago. She was really sick and, throwing up and, having the runs and stuff. So I took care of her, all night and morning, and I didn't get any sleep. So yesterday I was kind of okay, but today I'm just like absolutely spent. So that was on Monday night, Tuesday morning, and then I'm just absolutely beat. So I'm going to do a little shorter one. We do have the deal of the hour. Gorgeous Vader, 6-string, 25.5-inch scale, swamp ash top, swamp ash back, done in the antique ash finish, tongue whaled neck, satin finish with a chambered body, has a bird's eye maple fretboard, the staggered offset dots with the crescent inlay, stainless steel jumbo frets, 25.5-inch scale. This one has the beryllium pickups in it. Gorgeous guitar. And the normal price for this would be $2,500 plus shipping and plus case. I'm gonna let it go for $2,200 shipped right to you with the case. So a hell of a deal for an amazing instrument. So if this strikes you, call my guys and you can grab it while we're live. And again, this can be a shorter live. So you can call them at 858 Guitars and grab the deal of the hour or deal of the half hour, or however long we're actually live for. If you miss out on the deal of the hour, it will go in the in-stock section at the full normal price, which is still an amazing deal, but I try to do these little special deals for you guys. Let's see if I missed any other options on that. Thinner neck profile, that's a big one for a lot of you. And then it does have strap locks. I think other than that, I did cover all of them. That's a nice bird's eye board, pretty consistent as well. And what do I have here? So I have a customer build. This is for Carol, and with a due date of 11/29 with a Jason Becker numbers guitar. So, slightly behind on that one. Beautiful Seymour Duncan pickups in the colored, to match the inlays. And so when I was working on this guitar, what I ended up doing was I got the inlays from the company, the Inlay samples, and I had the logo company and Seymour Duncan match it best they could to the inlay material that was available to me. And then we have the knob powder coated and the switch tip we paint in-house. Floyd Rose, original German Floyd Rose bridge. Of course, you got the really rad red locking tuners on there. Just a cool build. And obviously, part of the proceeds go to Jason to help him with his high medical bills and his special needs. So that's awesome to be helping that legend out. That scared me. That was the stand. And what do we got here? This one here is an extra that we built up. K-Series with the Arctic finish, one of my favorite finishes. And I believe this one is on the in-stock section. So if you're looking for a 7-string fixed, this is an amazing guitar. Love that blue on there. The Arctic is just something so special. Love how the Arctic binding on that headstock looks. And look at the backside of that instrument. Absolutely gorgeous with the antique ash, 7-piece neck, tongue-whaled finish, royal ebony fretboard, just one hell of an instrument. And of course, we can get this right out to you. Probably tomorrow would be the soonest. All right. Because we've already shipped out for today. We are doing really good on shipping. We're getting, on average, just under 100 shipped a week, which is amazing. That's a lot of guitars. Because if you figure we work 50 weeks out of the year, and if we're getting close to 100, that would be 5,000 instruments a year. And we don't sell 5,000. I don't want to sell 5,000 instruments. So we have ramped production up with some overtime. We've added to the staff. So that's been really good. So we're getting, even more efficient here, and I'm hoping to be able to pull the wait times down. We're quoting about 20 weeks right now. Of course, we're going to lose 1 week for Christmas. We're totally closed. The sales guys will be here. I'll be here, and I'll have a couple of people here, but the factory will be closed. between Christmas and New Year's. So I'm trying to, ramp that up a little bit. The biggest thing for me, though, is just to make sure the quality is always high, and the quality control steps. We keep adding steps in to just make sure these guitars are absolutely spot on and perfect, and just making them better and better. Adding to our service team. We added an amazing person, Tyler. He's doing a great job in service. So really happy about that, and happy what we're doing here. Trying to think of anything else kind of to add to the, kind of update for you guys before I start doing some questions. The online builder, if you haven't seen it, check that out. Looking at launching the base online builder first quarter of next year. So, before the end of March, we'll be launching that for sure. For the meantime, of course, for you bass players, you can always order by calling in. And you could use the guitar builder, pick a similar model, use the guitar builder, get an idea if the colors and options are really looking good, and then call in and place your order for your bass. Still selling a lot of custom basses. I'm sure we're missing out on some because we don't have that virtual builder. International sales have been amazing too. We use FedEx 3-day service, and so instruments are making it there really quick. We don't have we hardly have any damages in shipping, whether it's in the U.S. or outside the U.S. So that's been really good. FedEx is doing an amazing job for us. And I think on that note, I can open it up for some questions.
Does the Jason Becker numbers come with Skittles?
That's actually a good idea, but no, it does not. Should partner up, huh?
Do you guys offer flamed ebony fingerboards?
We do. You can call my guys.
We got a review on YouTube. Just got my new Aries build this week. Great job, guys. So happy with the outcome.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for keeping us busy, and thanks for letting people know. And we don't advertise. I got hit up by Guitar World, Guitar Player, Bass Player Magazine again, today, and I emailed them back and just said, because they're really wanting to do something with us. And I said, look, there's no point for me to spend that money to advertise with you guys when I can't keep up with the demand as it is. So why would I spend money to get further behind and then be less profitable, right? Because those ads aren't cheap. They're $6,000 for a full page ad. That's a lot of money to spend, and you have to make it up some way, and that means you guys are paying for it. So when you see those companies doing those big full page ads, you guys are paying for that. They're not paying for it. The customer is, but they're subsidizing it with the product. So what we do is we lower all of our overhead with advertising, and we count on you guys to advertise for us, and that's how we keep the product so affordable. They're very expensive to build, and the margins are not what you would think they would be. They're much lower, and we count on you guys to advertise for us. So thank you so much for doing that.
What's the profile of the necks on V220 guitars in general?
It would be our standard profile, but you can get the thinner neck profile if you would want that. We do offer that on the V220.
See, Duke just had one. Any plans to expand the inlay options?
No plans.
Joe Brooks wants to know, is roasted ash an upgrade on a K-series?
What's up, Joe Brooks? No, you'd get that at no charge if you wanted that.
Since Greg Howe said he's using a Seymour Duncan humbucker, why does his signature guitar doesn't have it as a default pickup?
Well, Greg's changed his mind over the years, and so right now Greg is liking the whole lot of humbucker bridge pickup, and if he continues to like that, then we'll add that to the lineup. But Greg has changed on what pickups he's using over the years, and I can't make a major change every time an artist changes something. So seems like he's been sticking with that for a little bit now, and if that's what he wants, then we'll have to update that.
How much is the Jason Becker numbers guitar?
It's on the website. I don't know what the price is. I want to say they're $16.99, but you'd have to check on our website.
How is the wood supply situation? Any better?
I mean, wood's going up, right? And so, we're still able to get wood, but it's expensive, right? So we're paying a lot more than we used to, and we've had to pass those increases on to you guys, and we're going to have an increase January 1st. will be a price increase for Kiesel across the board. Every model's going up, January 1st.
Will we soon be able to view color-treated necks on Builder?
That'd be something cool to be added, and maybe at some point we'll do that for you guys.
Would you ever do a Type X with a headstock?
No plans on that.
How would a chambered mahogany body / maple top sound for drop-tuned metal? Would the chambering affect tone negatively?
I think it makes the tone sound better, personally. It adds this low mid-range boost, and I love that wood combo with chambering. The only thing chambering can do is it can not give you quite the same pick articulation. So if you do a lot of machine gun picking, maybe don't chamber the body, but if you don't do that, then chambered body is going to be great for you.
Scott Janser is asking, there doesn't seem to be many examples of a stain top with DBBEB. Is this a stain limitation or coincidence?
No, that's not a coincidence. That's a stain limitation.
Is there an option for a black painted headstock or a painted back of the neck on the Builder? Haven't found that yet.
No, there would not be. So if you wanted to get something like black painted headstock, you'd have to call in for that. What we allow on the Builder is if you have a neck through instrument, you can either match the headstock to the fretboard or to the top finish. Those are your two options. If you have a bolt on, you can have the neck have no wood headstock overlay, so whatever the natural neck is, you can match it to your fingerboard or you can match it to your top, or if it's painted a solid color. Those are your options. If you want to deviate from that, we can do those things, but we're going to make those instruments non-returnable because they're harder for us to resell. Painted back of the neck, we do offer on neck throughs only, but there's a charge for it. Bolt-ons, we do not offer painted back of the neck.
What is the black layer on a 3PB?
It's a phenolic layer, so it'd be something that is a cross between a paper and a wood product. It's a man-made product.
Hi Jeff, who designed the body shape of the Zeus? Any story behind it? Thanks.
I designed that. No real story behind it. We needed a single cut headless, and I wanted to do a pair of guitars at the same time, so I came out with the Osiris and Zeus at the same exact time, and I launched the Zeus first, and then I followed it up with the Osiris. So they're kind of like brothers, single cut and double cut.
Why is there no thinner neck option on a Delos?
There should be. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe you've selected a roasted neck, and we don't do thinner neck profiles on roasted necks, so that might be why you're not getting that.
We got Joshua Moffat. Tell my wife to let me get a Kiesel already.
Hey man, I found flowers are easy. You just buy some flowers and ask for forgiveness. Sometimes it's easier than permission.
Hi Kiesel crew, love the work. Was wondering if a purple candy finish would look good on a Poplar Burl or Buckeye Burl top.
Well, we don't do, thank you, but we don't do candy finishes on Buckeye at all. Poplar, I don't recommend them. If you're looking for a Burl and you want a candy, Poplar could look pretty cool. I still don't recommend it. I think the best candy finish is Quilt, personally.
Can I pick different woods for a JB200?
You can if you call in, yeah.
Justin Lubers, what model would you recommend for my first multiscale?
What's up, Justin? It doesn't look good. Yeah, it looks great on ash, and that's why we named it Antique Ash.
Can I pick different woods for the JB200?
We've already had that one, yes.
Have we?
Like 4 questions ago. You just gotta trust me, son.
Let's see. If an order was placed and no callback was made, is it safe to say there was no issues with the build?
We never call you when you place an order online. So if you place an order online, there's no reason for us to call you. You've chosen to not have an interaction with a person, and we're not going to call to confirm an online order. The moment you click, on the order, there's a screen that pops up and says about 4 different things and tells you it's non-returnable, or I'm sorry, not non-returnable. No orders can be, no changes to the order can be made. There's a 20% restock fee, minimum 20% restock fee, and a few other things. So once you place an online order, we don't ever reach out to let you know that it's through. you'll get a confirmation right there telling you that you've placed the order and it's successful. If you have placed an order over the phone, what we normally do is we email you a copy of the order for you to approve. I have had some people over the years that they get the email from us and we're waiting for you to call us and say, hey, it's good to go. Go ahead and put the order through and give us your credit card number. And they never do that. And then 3 months later, they're like, where's my guitar? Bro, you never called us. You never told us it was okay. So we had one just, I think 2 days ago, a guy all pissed off. It's like, we sent you a copy of the order. You didn't approve it. Why are you mad at us? So yeah, that's like really the only time that we're waiting on you guys is when we're doing a phone order over the phone, and we email you a copy for you to approve. And the thing that always gets me too is when we do this, and it's mandatory, we do it on every order, we'll get people like 2 weeks later calling up and arguing and saying, oh, well, this is wrong or that's wrong. Bro, you approved your order. You literally approved it, you know? So I was joking like we should do a skit, you know, where it's like maybe I'm doing both roles or something and, you know, like, yeah, it looks great. You know, you're glancing over and then like 2 weeks later, you're calling all pissed off. So we do occasionally get that. And it's, you know, we don't allow any order changes at all. So the moment you place your order, it's locked in, it's set in stone. You can't call in an hour later and make changes because when we submit that order, we process it, right? So we invoice it, we charge the card, we create labels that go on the guitar. Those labels go back to our guitar department. We take that label, we schedule it out in our book, and then it goes to our neck department, which is how the builds all start. And that happens day one, right when you place the order. The tags are all day long going back to the back. So when people are like, oh, it's just a quick change, it's not a quick change. We have to have somebody stop what they're doing, find your build because you weren't ready to place an order, you didn't have your specs ready. And we have to find it. And sometimes it's past the neck department. And then it means someone's looking through 1,500 builds to find your one build because you've changed your mind on something. And that's why we don't allow order changes. So it's for everybody. It's across the board, whether it's an hour later or especially 6, 7, 8 weeks later, you know, we can't do that. So we would be so inefficient. We'd have to charge so much more for our guitars because we would not get stuff done.
Is it possible to get an 8-string Marca Kubo?
It is not. We do a 6 and a 7, but we do not offer an 8.
Hi, Jeff. On my fifth Kiesel, building the 6th, I was wondering if you'd ever offer a 16-inch radius fingerboard all the way up the fretboard instead of just the compounded radius.
Appreciate you. That's awesome. You know, no plans to do that. You know, we have the 14 and we have the 20. So if you're looking for a 16, a 14 is pretty darn close to that, which you probably already know since you have so many guitars, but no plans to add an additional radius. I think if we were to add one, which there are no plans, we would probably do something in the middle between 14 and 20, which would be 17. But again, I don't want to offer another fretboard radius. I feel like what we offer is good. You know, the 10, 12, the 14, the compound 12 to 16, and then the 20. I think that's a great lineup.
I don't want to say this person's name wrong. Let's see, I'll give it a try. Tony LaMonica.
All right.
Since the Crescent has a thicker top, what is the upcharge for a master grade Poplar Burl top for that guitar?
It's a great question for my guys, brother. I don't know off the top of my head, man. I'm sorry.
Is there a hardtail option on a headless Vader?
Absolutely. Yeah, this one happens to have a trim, but we do offer hardtails, of course.
Is the deal of the hour Vader free shipping US only?
Well, the free shipping portion would be US only, but if you're international, you know, we could definitely do something for you, give you a slight discount on shipping. Realize that a lot of times when we ship international, that shipping costs us about $200. We could do something for you, but it won't be free.
When is a stain finish preferable over a spray-on finish?
You know, it depends. What a stain does is it really penetrates into the grain and pops it out and makes it stand out, and then you can still see the grain of the wood. Where a color sprayed on finish is going to be something that's going to add a translucent tint to what's underneath. And sometimes it can mask it a little bit. So I would say times like when you want a purple finish, purple really kind of hides what's under, versus if you look at like my Monster Burst, that finish is a stain-based finish. And when you look at it, that purple is so vibrant and so lively because it's not sprayed on. So, that's probably one of the good examples of, a particular color that looks really good as a stain.
Planning my first build, and I'd like an HK. Any way I can see the options before calling so I don't waste a lot of your guys' time. It's not in the builder.
Yeah, that's a great comment. What I would do is I would use the Vader because it's the most similar shape and style to an HK. And I'd build up a Vader so that it looks similar to what you're after. And if you look at the HK page, it will tell you what the standard specs are. So like the 7-piece neck, the swamp ash body, things like that are going to be standard. And then you'll have a good idea, what color you want, what color logo, your neck profile, your frets, all those things. Get all that, together, and then call my guys, and then we'll go over a build with you and get you something really cool. That's why we want to do the HKs over the phone, because there's so many moving parts there, and they do take longer, to do a build over the phone. But we want to make sure we get you exactly what you want when we're using master grade woods and kind of offering the pinnacle of what we have to offer.
Hey Jeff, on the CS3 or 6, how much is the tuning stability difference between the standard carved top and traditional headstock?
The two different headstocks, there's not going to be any difference.
Do you guys offer a flatter fingerboard radius on your Delos models? Interested on a 7-string version?
Yeah, you can order like a 20-inch. Yeah, that'd be the flattest we offer. We can do that for you.
Have you ever done a blue to aqua to natural candy finish? If so, how much? On the case series.
I can't say that I've done that for a candy because a candy doesn't go to natural. That would be something I can do, like a blue to aqua to natural fade, but it wouldn't be a candy. It would just be a fade, and I've done lots of those. And that's actually included in the Jeff to do finishes for a case series, but it would not be a candy. It'd just be a fade by Jeff. And you just tell me what colors you want.
Any chance of having a guitar model named the Jar Jar Binks?
Absolutely not. I couldn't stand that guy. Maybe another company, but that wouldn't be for us.
I need a Kiesel CT6 to go with the 3 carbon CT6 I currently own. Can I order one with Floyd Rose?
You can, yeah, by calling in. That's awesome that you own those. But by calling in, we can do a Floyd Rose. They're just non-returnable, and we require them to be prepaid because it's a discontinued option.
Here's a review. Just got my Aries today. It's my first guitar from you guys, and it's so sick. Appreciate you guys.
That's awesome, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate the review. That's really cool. And the Aries is our most popular model. By far, we sell the most amount of Aries guitars. And, anybody always looking for their first guitar from us, I always recommend the Aries.
What are candy finishes? I hear the term being thrown around a lot with regards to Kiesel, but never seen it specifically on your site. Is it just a colored quilt top?
Yeah, so with a candy finish, these are finishes that I do. And I prefer to do them over quilt because, I think they look the best on quilt. If you search the internet, Kiesel candy finish, you'll get an idea of some of the candies we've done and the colors we can do. We don't offer them on the website because there's really no way to kind of show, I guess, really how good they look. If we come up with a way at some point to really showcase them how they can look, then maybe we'll add them to the website. They also make the builds non-returnable. My time's very limited, and I can't be, doing all these extra custom finishes and then having people return things, especially on very expensive guitars. And the reason for that is when we have very expensive guitars, if you think about it from the standpoint of you working hard and saving, let's call it $3,000 for a guitar. That's a chunk of change. That's a lot to invest in a guitar. And if you're saving up your money to spend $3,000 plus on a guitar, you want it exactly how you want it, down to every little detail, the logo, the fret size, the hardware color, the pull pieces in the pickup. You want everything perfect for you. And I don't blame you. That's a lot of money to spend. So as our guitars are getting more and more expensive, they have options that are non-returnable, because guess what? If I get your $3,000 guitar back, how do I sell it to somebody else for $3,000? It's going to be hard, because they're not going to want to compromise on anything at that price point. Now, maybe it happens to check all the boxes, but that makes the market very small to resell that guitar. So that's why a lot of the really expensive guitars, they're just non-returnable, because once you get to that price point, much like a high-end exotic car, you want everything a certain way. You know, you've saved up that money to get that Ferrari or whatever, and you want, you know, this type of interior. You have to have these seats, these wheels, these brake caliper colors, all these little fine art details, and you're not going to compromise at all. You know, you want everything a certain way, and that's what we really want to do for you guys when you're doing a custom.
See, how would you describe the thicker neck profile on the RS?
The thicker neck profile, it's going to get close to, you know, like a Fender Telly. To me, really close to that. And I think it's a great feel, especially combined with the standard 10-inch radius. I think the feel and the finish is really nice on that neck.
Any plans to bring... Goodness.
You need water too.
I know, I don't have any. Any plans to bring the guitar gallery back to the website? Also, is there any way for us to report any bugs with the builder? I've experimented on PC and iOS and ran into a few bugs.
Yeah, so bugs, you can just email the webmaster at kieselguitars.com. I appreciate that. That's awesome. As far as the gallery, there's really no point in bringing the gallery back, because, well, the virtual builder is a gallery. Those are real images, you know, real images of wood, real images of, you know, the different parts and everything. So you can have your own virtual gallery. We do have lots of pictures. If you Google, you know, you search for Kiesel, you could search for the Kiesel, the model, and the type of finish. And, you know, the internet is your playground for all kinds of galleries.
What about the Pinterest?
I know, you keep saying Pinterest. I don't use Pinterest. I don't know a single person that uses Pinterest. But yeah, Pinterest is a very weird thing. I was using that with a guy that was helping me with a race car, and I just found that to be kind of an off platform. I don't quite understand it. Our Instagram has a lot. You know, go to our Instagram. That's a great one for a gallery.
Do you enjoy doing the Monster Burst finish, or is it very tedious for you?
Well, you have to concentrate, you know, like anything. And I do enjoy it because I can put in some good music. And those are my best days, is when I can get out in the shop and work on things like that. Those are my favorite days here.
Would a translucent black burst look good on a Buckeye Burl top? Does it cover a lot of the top?
It does not cover a lot of the top, and if you're concerned about that, you can ask for a thin translucent black burst. And I do like them a lot. Yeah, I think that's a great look for the Buckeye Burl top, for a spalted maple top. And even to add, you know, on to some of the other burst colors.
Have there been, or Scott Janser is asking this, have there been any of your personal guitars you've sold that you regret letting go?
You know, you always regret selling something, but then, you know, time goes by and you're like, you don't think about it as much. But yeah, I've had like the knee jerk, like, oh, I shouldn't have sold that, you know, instantly, and then I can always build another one. That's what my dad says. Jeff, you can always build another one. And he's not wrong. You know, you always can. But I've sold some pretty cool guitars to some pretty cool people. That's typically when I do sell a guitar, is I'll have someone that's, you know, a fan of the brand, and they're like, hey, I really want to, you know, get this guitar. I know it's yours. Is there any way? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll sell it. You know, it's like, if I know it's going to a good home, how do I have, you know, a bad feeling about that? Or how do I have regrets?
See, hey y'all, 10 months later and I still find it hard to put my solo down. Thinking about ordering my second. Do all your humbucker guitars come standard with coil tabs?
That's awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, they're all going to come with coil taps. Even when we have like a 3-way toggle, you're going to have a push-pull to split the coils.
Just putting out there that I would buy a Brent Rambler from ABR Artist Series in 0.2 seconds. The guitar he's been playing on tour is awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's a good dude too. They're going to be here on Friday, aren't they? Saturday they play? ABR? Is it Friday or Saturday?
Yeah, Friday. Yeah. So Brandon and I are going to head over there to the show.
Yeah.
Let's see. Can I pay extra and add another brand guitar pickups?
You wouldn't pay extra, but what you would do is you'd buy the pickups and send them to us. And actually, I think you do pay extra. You UCP, Used Customers Pickups. I think it's a $50 charge, and that's just for wiring and incidentals. Sometimes we have to look things up, and it just kind of slows our production down. But yeah, $50 charge, and you provide the pickups.
For a first-time Kiesel customer, what would be a realistic budget for a guitar? $1,500, $1,750, $2,000 plus?
I would say this. I would say you can get a very nice-looking, a lot of options, a lot of eye candy for $2,000 with us. You can still get a really sick guitar for $1,500, but you can start really getting into some of the more eye candy finishes and higher end, finish looking things for about $2,000.
This is going to be our last question from Eric Bruce. Are you able to make the weeks go quicker? My RS6 can't get here fast enough.
That's awesome. Yeah, the RS has been doing great. We've been selling a lot of them. Models, done probably better than expected even. And yeah, it's like I want the weeks to take longer almost so we can get more done. I'm kind of in the opposite boat. It's like, how do I find more time? Speaking of which, thank you guys for your time. Thank you for watching. As always, if you have any questions, call my